Poor Things is a comedy that has love, lust, and experimental brain surgery.
You, like me, are a creature of freedom in the moment. What you keep doing that for?
A man over there repeated blinks at me. I blinked back. For polite, I think. I'm a changeable feast, as are all of we. Apparently, according to Emerson, disagreed with by Harry.
Come, just come.
You were in my son.
What?
That was Emma Stone and Mark Ruffalo in two of the many scenes they have together in their new film, Poor Things. Poor Things is a unique, stylish comedy about Bella, a young woman whose body and mind don't belong to one another. Still, with the initial help from her Frankenstein-esque savior, Dr. Godwin Baxter, she slowly learns the way of the world along with her self-discovery. The story is told brilliantly, if I may be so bold, with a screenplay that serves each character very well. The words coming out of Bella at every stage of her progress towards being independent are childlike throughout, with little to no regard for social etiquette.
Why keep it in my mouth if it is revolting? I must go punch that baby.
But also brutally honest about her feelings at any given moment.
So Bella's so much to discover, and your sad face makes me discover angry feelings for you.
I envy this character in many ways, but her being so forward, especially with the men she is with, is utterly commendable. There is no guesswork in what Bella is thinking or feeling because, for the most part, she's a developing child inside an adult body, and as with most toddlers, there is no edit button. Yorgos Lanthimos is the director behind the camera of this one, and being a fan of The Favorite, also starring Emma Stone, this one has got me thinking I may have to make sure I don't miss any more of his films in the future. He has such an eye for original storytelling that I challenge anyone to compare this to another film. And if you say Frankenstein, I will only partially agree. But all in all, this story is quite a departure from that one altogether. Emma Stone gives an Oscar-worthy performance, and her choices in physicality at each stage of her progress is believable and brilliant. She has a fair share of nudity in this film, but each scene that has it warrants it. Several sex scenes convey her experience with her partner, and afterward, her feelings about it all. I cannot do this film justice by lamenting on those moments. Just know that Emma Stone has given such an unforgettable depth to Bella that I was smiling throughout her entire journey. Mark Ruffalo plays Duncan Wedderburn, a lawyer who obsesses over Bella throughout her formative time and at first just wants a casual fling regularly. He soon finds himself wanting her all for his own, and she doesn't necessarily want that. Ruffalo is wonderful, morphing from a horny ex-attorney to a gambling addict who goes mad when he realizes he can't control Bella. There were so many comedic scenes between Ruffalo and Stone, it's hard to pick my favorite. Willem Dafoe plays Dr. Godwin Baxter, the doctor whose methods are not only unconventional, but morally questionable. Dafoe gives humanity to a character that at face value, without context, is ethically bankrupt. However, I found that within the story of Bella's development, his motives grew on me. He gave emotional depth to the man whose face was as scary as his aspirations. The cinematography was very artistic in its choices. The black and white scenes depicted, in my mind anyway, the dependent, dare I say, entrapped stages of Bella's life, whereas the color sequences were from a soul released from her shackles, if you will. Bella being freed from other people's decisions about what she could or couldn't do seemed to radiate in vibrant color. Other choices of a fisheye lens or a pinhole view of the camera weren't as clear to me, which is why I will revisit the movie again when it hits streaming. I also depend on your comments to possibly shed some light on this one for me. Other people's perspective is something I hope you will participate in. Maybe you have some insight to something I do not. This film is truly a conversation piece at the dinner table. The set design, which I don't normally comment on, was stunning and lavish. The set they built for this movie should win some awards. Every location they were in, from the doctor's laboratory to a cruise ship, looked so imaginative and unique. The film takes place in Victorian London, but the areas around there and throughout their travels depict a fantasy world interpretation of Europe. It had the creative shapes and landscapes of a Tim Burton film, but the colors brought this movie to life, a vast contrast to the black and white moments we see during Bella's earlier developmental stages. And speaking of eye-popping color, I cannot emphasize enough how incredibly enriching the costume design for this piece is. Up until now, I never really commented on costumes, but this entire film would not be as wonderful a creation as it is without the costumes these characters wear, especially Bella. The movie itself was a joy to watch. There weren't any slow spots or dull parts, in my opinion, and the entire film kept me laughing and engaged. My understanding of a woman's life perspective, at least Bella's anyway, was eye-opening. I couldn't recommend this film anymore. If you have to travel a distance to find it, make it a date night and throw in dinner. It's that good. I guarantee this film is not for everybody. The sex scenes were pretty graphic, and the overall tone of the movie may make some people very uncomfortable, but for my money, this was my favorite movie of 2023. I found the story completely original, the acting was stupendous, and cinematography, costumes, and set design were all breathtaking in my opinion. I would like to personally thank Yorgos and his cast for creating such a refreshing new movie that I can't wait to watch it again. If you've seen this movie already, please let me know your opinion or your interpretation of it in the comments below. To the cast and crew of Poor Things, I will see you at the Oscars in March. Be kind to each other out there.
Oh.